If you are visiting the Iowa State House over the next couple of weeks, you will see this in the rotunda. It's a holiday display put up by the Satanic Temple.
The supporters of this group say if there could be a Christmas tree here in the Capitol, then they can display this put on by the Iowa Satanic Temple.
We're going to really relish the opportunity to be represented in a public forum. We don't have a church on every street corner.
Lucian Greaves, co-founder of the Satanic Temple, says this satanic display is a symbol for their right of religious freedom. He says if you don't like it, don't look at it.
My feeling is that if people don't like our displays in public forums, they don't have to engage with them. They don't have to view them.
It's a very dark, evil force. And I truly hope people know how to battle that.
Shelley Flockhart from Dallas Center says she was shocked to see it at the Capitol.
Okay, come on in.
Flockhart organized a prayer group on Wednesday around the Christmas tree in the center of the rotunda to oppose the satanic display near the stairwell. She calls it dark and evil and says Christians should spiritually fight against it.
One, I hope people realize spiritual warfare is real, that there are evil, satanic forces that are trying to infiltrate our state.
I'm told the altar here will be on display at the State House for 14 days.
By the way, the Satanic Temple says it is a federally recognized non-theistic group that uses satanic symbols as a way to convey its message. The temple's website says its work includes publicly confronting hate groups and lobbying for abortion rights. It says it does not believe in the existence of Satan or the supernatural.
A religious display in the Illinois Capitol is causing some controversy. This satanic display is in the Capitol Rotunda. The Satanic Temple, Illinois installed it on Monday, and some state lawmakers want it taken down, saying it's offensive. The Satanic Temple, Illinois says, quote, it is pleased to once again participate alongside a diverse range of holiday displays, end quote. The First Amendment allows the display. Nearby is a nativity scene that the Springfield Diocese installed.
Many local organizations are showing off their holiday spirit by displaying themed Christmas trees at the National Railroad Museum's Festival of Trees in Ashwaubenon. One tree, however, is standing out amongst the rest. The Satanic Temple of Wisconsin donated a tree donned with satanic symbols and a snake laying underneath, and the Diocese of Green Bay is not happy about the display.
Very offensive and divisive to our community.
In a quote from the Press Gazette, National Railroad Museum CEO Jacqueline Frank said, quote, we're not a religious organization. We focus on trains, and honestly, the Christmas tree is used by so many different secular and religious organizations. All we're doing is putting up decoration in that room, end quote.
The after-school Satan Club met for the first time here at Holmes Elementary. This has controversy brewing throughout the school district and the community.
I let my kids believe in whatever the hell they want to believe in, as long as they're happy and it's not hurting them or hurting someone else.
Christina Long sorts through her kids' bag.
Got some pencils and we got a sticker.
New school supplies from her kids' new group, the after-school Satan Club. Did your kids have fun today?
Oh yeah, they had a blast. They can't wait for the next one.
It's sponsored by the Satanic Temple. The after-school program is popping up around the nation and in many schools that also give space to Christian groups. In Ohio, there's 3. Lebanon, Eaton, and now Wilmington.
We look to Satan as a symbol for standing up to tyrannical authority. To us, Satan is a symbol. It's like Santa Claus or the Tooth Fairy.
The new group isn't about conjuring up spells. Instead, June Everett, the After-School Satan Club National Director, says it's about critical thinking, creative expression, and inclusion.
We don't talk about Satanism, even though we are non-theistic, meaning we don't believe, again, in a supernatural Satan. We don't push it on the kids.
Wilmington City Schools released a lengthy statement that reads in part, the After-School Satan Club is not a district or school-sponsored event, and it does not endorse the activities or the intent of the group or any religious groups.
I understand that we have to have both. You know, if you allow one, you have to allow the other. But, you know, with Satanism, everything's linked to be evil. It's what we've been taught.
This sticker was one of many things passed out to kids in their goodie bags this afternoon, and this group will meet once a month.
About a dozen parents speaking tonight, including the woman who says she reached out to the Satanic Temple herself and is helping to get the club started.
My goal in starting the club is to create a more diverse balance to our offered extracurricular activities.
Julie Valvo says don't be fooled. The Satan After School Club doesn't worship the devil. Instead, this group says it promotes free thinking for young people.
The current frenzy in our community over the club's name and cartoon mascot only solidifies the need of such a rational and science-based club to exist.
The school system says it doesn't endorse the club. It's simply providing the space for the group to meet at Lebanon Elementary School. There's also a Christian-based club there, and the Satan Club feels there should be equal treatment. There are 6 sessions planned through the end of the year for the Satan Club.
Parents have forgotten what it means to be a parent, to teach the children. A parent is somebody that teaches right and wrong, good and evil.
Valvo says 12 kids have signed up so far.
There is an obvious support and demand for the club to exist, and I am looking forward to being a part of running it.
Illinois Elementary School is offering an after-school Satan Club. The local school district is defending the Satan Club. It's sponsored by the Satanic Temple of the United States. The club claims it will help kids learn benevolence and empathy as well as, quote, personal sovereignty. We're going to the source on this story. Lucienne Graves is with the Satanic Temple and joins us tonight. Mr. Graves, thanks so much for coming on. So I have to ask, are parents complaining that there's an after-school Satan Club at their children's school?
Some are, but they don't have to send their children to the program. It's available for parents who do want to send their children to the program, and it's there as an alternative to religious clubs that are made to proselytize to children. Ours doesn't include items of religious opinion. It doesn't include indoctrination. It just has a self-directed learning program with trained educators there to help guide the children through different activities and projects that they want to engage in.
Where are the Satan clubs trained educators trained? Is there a Satan School of Theology?
No, we've got educators who have volunteered with us. We vet them. We do the criminal background checks that aren't required of after-school clubs and haven't been required of any of the religious clubs because we want to be responsible about this. And we make sure that they understand the curriculum, they understand what we want to do in this program, and that they're able to execute that.
So, I love your use of the word execute. Have any school administrators said, look, I know you can lecture me about religious freedom, but you're a Satan club, but we're not going to let little kids go to the Satan club. Is anybody, or are they just passive like everyone else in America and kind of letting it happen?
Well, that's not being passive. That's understanding what the law is. That's understanding what the Constitution is. That's understanding what free speech is and what religious liberty is. And there's a lot of people who express a lot of uproar about this, and they go to the school board, they complain to the principals, they complain to the superintendent. But a school board cannot overturn the Supreme Court, and there's no point in harassing them.
So could there be an I Hate Gays club or Black People Are Inferior club? And the answer, of course, is no, because the community, and I'm not advocating for either one of those things, but the community has some say in what its kids are exposed to on government property, i.e. a public school. So you're just telling me that everyone's just kind of going along with it because Supreme Court?
Well, the Supreme Court allowed in religion. They said that not having religious clubs would be religious discrimination. I disagree. I think you can categorically deny religion, but what you can't do is give the government the opportunity to pick and choose between which religious viewpoints they'll allow and which ones they won't.
They do all the time. I mean, you can be suspended from school for quoting portions of the Old Testament, like immediately. You could be. I mean, I'm trying not to use profanity on the air, but what you're saying is ridiculous. We both know it's ridiculous, and I just want to be really clear on this, because to me it's another example of people just sitting back and being like, oh, I guess I have to. Let's have their drag time story hour for fourth graders like that. I can't say anything. And you're confirming that everyone feels that way. They kind of have to go along with it for some reason.
Well, people get upset about it, people like you, and they don't reconcile their viewpoints on free speech and religious liberty. I don't know what you're suggesting. I don't know if you're suggesting if the school board should say, no, this is not allowed, and we're going against the Supreme Court ruling that says
what I'm
religions
saying
are
is
allowed.
You ought to be allowed to quote the New Testament out loud in school. If we're going to apply the standard, which I suppose I'd be happy to live under, we have to apply it equally, but it's not applied equally, as you know. And I suppose, have you been in touch?
I don't know the New Testament story you're speaking of, but we would defend anybody's right to practice their religion, and we're not asking for other religious clubs to be taken out.
Look,
we're asking for equal access.
Right, and I'm just saying the school would not provide that if it were an expression of Orthodox Christianity, as you know. But Lucienne Graves, I appreciate your coming on tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.